Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back, another Poemaster video, and today let's talk about Zinnian Salamence, which I wish I could pick up, but again, you can only pick up one this month. So, oh well, next month, I guess. But yeah, Zinnian Salamence is pretty fun. Although I don't see that many people picking it up in comparison to like Umbreon, just because like people have like a lot of Dragon type damage dealers, but I mean, this is a very, very good one. So it's still worth picking up, honestly, right? So yeah, let's go over it then. So this unit, really great stats overall, right? Like at 5-star. Again, this is only 130 stats, but like, good speed, solid attack, right? Solid HP. Like, defense aren't terrible for a damage dealer. Not that great either, but yeah, right? And then you got status shield, which no one cares. Your training move. Also, no one cares. Okay, not really. All right. The accuracy buffs is really, really nice. So your Dragon Rush doesn't miss. Status Shield. I mean, if you need it, but like the thing is, like, you're not using this thing for the Status Shield or whatever. You're using it to do damage. You're using it to damage as a great damage dealer, right? Because obviously, like most other units, you have the Sync move, which does or tech units that does give you a sync nuke multiplier 2 times on your sync. You have Terrify to lower your opponent's attack AoE by 1 when you enter the battle. It's Intimidate, right? Then you got Mad Strength 9, which increases your attack every time you attack, right? And then you got Aggravation 1, which raises chance of inflicting flinch, confuse, or trapped condition of additional effect of your moves. In this case, it's for your Dragon Rush, right? So you can flinch the opponent. I think it's a 40% chance, right? So then you could get that extra power up on your sync move against the opponent, right? Or for Harry 3 if you want that as well. So let's go over the grid. So as for the grid, there are 2 ways you could go. Well, I guess 3 ways. You could either go full nuke, or you could go full DPS, or you could go a mixture, right? So let's first talk about a mixture of both. So for this, you first of all, you want to pick a Crit Strike 2 because this is the best multiplier of them all, right? Easily the best multiplier. And then you go over here, you could pick up Power Posture. The reason why I do like Power Posture over Harry 3 is because it's more controllable, right? Sometimes if you don't flinch, you don't get the multiplier, right? Even though you do have a decent chance of flinching, it's just not as reliable as Power Posture. Because as soon as you just debuff your opponent's attack to the minimum, you get that 30% for the whole stage. Although I would have to say Harry 3 probably would be better if you were fighting multiple layers of opponents, because Power Posture, if the opponent you fight gets taken out, then you'll have to reapply the attack down, which in that case I guess Harry 3 is a bit better. But generally you want to pick up Power Posture, especially for Master Mode, right? Specifically, probably want to pick up Super Duper Effective 2, also really just easy, multiplier that you could pick up. I guess you could also pick up Double Down 2 if you want, right, as well. Again, same thing with Super Duper Effective 2, really easy multiplier to pick up. So then you have Crit Strike 2 and Double Down 2 for your sync moves, and then you got Crit Strike 2, Power Posture, and Super Duper Effective 2 for your regular moves, and then you got a sync move power up note as well. If you need the speed, then obviously you could pick up the move gauge refresh over here. And in that case, unfortunately you don't have enough to pick up like a Double Down. Well, I guess you could still keep Double Down and like drop Super Duper Effective 2 maybe, and then you could pick up like an extra like move gauge refresh if you just really need the gauges. Then you could do something like that, I guess. But yeah, so that's a again mixed set that you could run. You could also run again a fully sync nuke build, which in this case you pick up Catastrophe over here, come down, pick up Double Down, and then you still got 9 more. You could pick up the move gauge refresh, right, for the most part, which should be fine. This one is just basically when when you're running with another a great Dragon type DPS that doesn't really do that much on their sync, something like a Dragonite, right? If you could get the gauges to work, get like a move gauge accelerator with like speed buffs, then you could maybe do something like that. Well, Dragonite spams the hyper beams. You could just go here. If you can't catch up with gauges, you could use like a Dragon Claw here and there and just wait for the sync nuke, I guess. Although this is probably the least used version, because like either DPS or the mix set I think is more useful, because you could either, well, run Salamence by itself, or you could run Salamence with Champion Iris, which is really nice. In that case, you want to be syncing with Iris so you don't sync with Salamence, so you run a pure DPS, right? Speaking of pure DPS, let's do this. So something like that over there, right? You could, again, still pick a Power Posture over here, super duper effective if you want. Harry 3, if you could get that, right? And then move gauge refresh. You could do something like this. If you don't want to pick up Harry 3, it's fine. Although, again, you do have, like, Champion Iris anyways, which also does have Dragon Rush. Obviously, the chance of, you know, Champion Iris flinching is not very high in comparison to Salamence, which does have aggravation, right? But, I mean, it's still something. So, I think Harry could be fine since you're... But the slight issue with, like, relying on Champion Iris to help you with the flinch thing is Champion Iris just doesn't have the setup to go for, like, a, you know, you just go for that many Dragon Rushes, because you do have a very, very long setup process, unfortunately. So, you, like, Champion Iris for most of the battles just doesn't do any damage, just trying to spam Bring Swipe, and then Snarl, right, to get the Sync Nuke up ready, which is more important, right, because that's the big thing about Champion Iris. Big Sync Nuke, right? But yeah, you could do something like this. So, in terms of lucky skills, probably just Crit Strike 2, right? Crit Strike 2. Just like all the other striker damage dealers, right? If you want, like, maybe Defense Crush. But yeah, if you can't get Crit Strike 2, get Crit Strike 1. Same thing for all the others. I forgot to mention with the Umbreon video, but yeah, Umbreon as well, right? Crit Strike 2. Alright, moving on. Team comps, right? Again, Champion Iris, a really good option, because they both benefit from the attack down, right? And Xenia gives an extra attack down one with, like, her passive Terrify, which isn't, you know, which isn't like the most for attack downs, but it's something. It's -1, I guess. But yeah, they do help each other relatively well. Iris could help sometimes with the flinch with Salamence. Salamence helps with the, you know, the one attack down, or you could pick up like double Terrify if you really want, I guess. But yeah, this is definitely nice. Also, you get the Dragon type theme skill, and you probably want to run like a Hilbert or Sings of Blue over, or something over here. Maybe not, maybe just Hilbert. Although the thing with Hilbert is he's kind of frail, right? So you generally don't really want to tank with him. But then you could run something like the defense buff build, endurance or whatever, right? Maybe. But outside of that, something like Ribombee, you just need someone to buff Xenia's crit and hopefully give her some attack as well, because relying on Mass Strength 9 to get +6 attack is incredibly painful. Don't do that to yourself, all right? Don't do that to yourself. Yeah, just again, just a Hilbert, Ribombee, Phoebe maybe. Phoebe might be a bit too slow though. The new Raichu, if you know, once you do get 2 BP sync pairs, that could also be an option, right? So yeah, a lot of things that you could do over there. And again, outside of Champion Iris, obviously you could run some other stuff. If you want to make it faster for yourself, something like a Dawn and Alcremie, right? With Charm for some attack debuffs. Although I don't think it's like the best in this option, because like once you're done debuffing attack, like what can you really do? Right? Because in that case, I do think like regular Dawn's probably a bit better. Now that I think about it, right? Regular Dawn, you also get like a much better tank over here. On top of also, you know, you got heals, all that stuff. You can do some damage if you want, Tough Cookie, and also, you know, you both help each other out with where is it? Oh, I guess you can pecking order if you want. We probably would want to sync with Xenia though. But yeah, which is nice, right? So stuff like that. But yeah, it's some things that you could run. Again, you could run it with like other Dragon type units as well. Altaria maybe if you want. I don't know how well it's gonna work with Sings of Cynthia, because Sings of Cynthia is pretty slow, right? But maybe if you're running like Sings of Blue, maybe it would work out speed wise. What else? Rayquaza. Oh wait, I'm kidding. You can't run Rayquaza because they're the same person. What else would Dragon types? Kingdra, you don't want to do that. Haxorus, maybe. They don't really synergize well together at all, though. so I don't really see the point. But yeah, those are definitely some options. If you want like extra help with flinch, right, for Harry and all that stuff, your sync move, you can also run Kukui, 60% to flinch on Accelerock, right? And when the opponents flinch, it's not like Kukui doesn't do anything. You could either refresh your Accelerocks, or you could Leer, debuff the opponent's defenses, which also, you know, increases Zinnia's damage as well, right? So yeah, anyways, that's me. This one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon content. I'll see you guys in the next one.